Hello. It is I, Sheep. Hope everyone's been doing well. I have returned from Japan. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Silver. How's it going? Hope you all been doing good. I am back from Japan. It is nice to be back. Oh man, that was a 11-day trip, almost 2 weeks. It was pretty good. I had a lot of fun. What can I say? Japan was amazing. I love that trip a lot, and I'm excited to talk about it. And I guess we'll. Yeah, how's everyone doing? What's how are things on this side of things? I have been kind of disconnected from the memes, internet, whatever going on on the west, in the Western Hemisphere. So I've only now just kind of gotten back. I'm still not back to like normal sleeping hours. I went to bed at 5 o'clock last night. 5 o'clock a.m. because I could not sleep. My sleeping schedule is in shambles. Hopefully that'll get fixed this weekend because it is a long weekend. I got back on Tuesday, and went back to work on Wednesday, which may have been a mistake. And probably still very jet lagged, but I'm awake enough to at least talk about the trip now. So I guess let's just start from day 0, I guess. So day 0, getting on the airplane. Since like the Flav International Airport, I had a couple choices for which airport I could choose. I chose LAX. Was that a good idea? I don't know. But that's the airport I could choose. My airplane left at around 10 o'clock. And you know the standard protocol is to be there around 3 hours early, right? That's 2-3 hours early. That's usually how that goes. I was leaving on a weekday, so my first thought was I better make sure I have even more time because I bet you there's going to be traffic in downtown Los Angeles. And I think I made the right choice by hailing a Uber at 6 o'clock in the morning, which means I had to wake up at like 5 to get ready for that. That was fun. So I get to the airport and already things are off to a wonderful start. I go to the machine kiosk because you can now go to kiosks, get your ticket, your boarding pass. I probably should have printed it out beforehand, but I always forget to do that. And the machine freaks out. The machine's like, your legal government name, my legal government name has a hyphen in it, and machine didn't know how to process that. So it was like, we can't put hyphens in your name, but you have one in your boarding pass. So it was struggling. It was like, how do I? Your name has a hyphen in it, and I need your name to be correct for me to print out your ticket, but I can't put a hyphen in the in the box. So I fiddled around with that a few minutes trying to get to work, and then I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just take it without the hyphen. And I guess that worked. It printed out okay. And then so I was like, okay, all right. Well, first hurdle down. We've made it. We got our boarding pass. Next step is to actually get on the plane or get through the gate and security and TSA and all that. I did take my laptop and also took my Switch. So, you know how that goes. They're all like, oh, take out all electronics, put them on the conveyor belt, all that fun stuff. Take off your shoes, get scanned, yada yada. That wasn't too bad. I was actually surprised that there wasn't as many people at the airport as I thought it'd be. But maybe it was because it's a weekday. I'm not really sure. What else happened? My breakfast was an energy drink. I drank a Monster Energy for breakfast at 5 in the morning because I was really tired. I don't know if that was a mistake. I was gonna get on a plane for 11 hours. The breakfast of champions. Yeah. So I think it turned out okay. That the energy drink helped a lot. I would say, helping get through the airport. And but then so the next thing that happens when I get to the airport, as soon as I get through security, I look at the ticket on my boarding pass and I read the gate number, and I'm like, cool, all right. I look up and see a sign that says the gate for the number right below my gate. So I start going that direction, and I get there and I'm like, where's my gate? This is the number below it. Shouldn't the next one be the one above it? And I go past it and it's like, no, that's going the opposite way of my number. And I look at the airport map and it's like, oh, your gate's actually the first gate on the other side of the airport. So take another 10-minute detour. I think this is why airports suggest you come early. Because I almost got lost. I'm pretty much looking at the gate and like, this is the wrong gate. I need another 10 minutes. So then I turn around and walk towards my actual gate. And we get to the airport. We get to my gate. Have plenty of time still. So I just chill and get on the airplane. That goes pretty smoothly. I was hoping my airplane would not be full. It was super full, unfortunately. But that's not too bad. You know, airplanes, it is what it is. I got the aisle seat. I prefer the aisle seat over like the middle for sure, and the window seat. Also, it's a long trip, so having access to the aisle means easier access to the restroom if you need it. What can I say about the airplane trip? The trip was all right. I think I spent most of the airplane ride actually just playing on my Switch. I think it's actually really nice though that at least the airplane I was riding, it had a charging port, so I could plug in my Switch to charge while I was using it. That was nice. They served 3 meals on the plane. I guess like 2 meals and like a snack, and 2 like a medium-sized snack and like a tiny snack, I guess. Airplane food is actually kind of okay. I thought, you know, I've always heard memes about airplane food and stuff like that, but this was pretty decent. Like, wasn't bad. Like, one of the snacks they gave was like a hot chicken sandwich, and I was like, wait, this is actually really good. What the heck? Can I buy these? I want to buy these. I'd store these in my freezer and just nuke them in the microwave, and that'd be pretty awesome. I had spaghetti for one of the meals. That was pretty good. It was like not too bad. And the other one was a like a breakfasty type thing. It was like I think it was like a little bit of little eggs and some ham, bacon, sausage. It was good. Can't really complain. I don't know. I've always heard people complain about airplane food, and it's fine. All right. So I land in Japan. It's like an 11-hour flight. I get there and it's like midday, so feels like time did not really move at all. And on frame 1 of exiting the plane, I get lost immediately. So apparently there was a sign when you get off the airplane to go to the right up the staircase to immigration and all that. I went left instead because I generally, when you go to airport, it's kind of like, oh, just, you know, once you got the plane, you go to the gate terminal, and then you go through security and get your bags. But I forgot that this was an international flight, which means I need to go to immigration, which also means that the layout of the airport would be different than a domestic flight. So I get off the airplane, and I take a left by accident, and I'm back in the terminal, and I look at the signs. Thankfully, there's English on them, and not all kanji. I can read a little kanji, but not enough. And I was like, where's the baggage claim? That's weird. There should be that on here somewhere, but it's nowhere to be seen. What does that mean? So I go to the information counter, and I'm like practicing my Japanese in my head. I'm like, sumimasen, baggage claim wa doko desu ka? And they like look at me, and they're like, and in English they're like, follow me. And I was like, okay. They take me to the staff elevator, put me on it, and tell me to go to the 3rd floor. I'm like, wait, why am I going to the 3rd floor? I go to the 3rd floor, and then I get off, and then I see the other staff, and I'm like, baggage claim desu doko desu ka? And they're like, point. They like take me through like some like back office security stuff that only employees should be seeing, to lead me back to the way I was supposed to go. So I get off there. So, you know, already the Japan trip's off to an amazing start, right? I'm lost in frame 0 of getting off the airplane. And I get into the line and was able to go through security and immigration and all that, and I was okay. That took like 40 minutes. No problems there. They saw my passport. They're like, yep, that's you. You here for tourism? And I was like, yeah, that's what I'm here for. And they're like, okay, cool, let me in. I've always kind of heard stories a bit more about like just things being more strict, I guess, but it seemed pretty lax to me. So maybe I don't know, maybe I'm lucky in that regard. I don't know. But I made it through security. I'm in Japan. And this picture right there, that Family Mart, that's actually in the airport. You go out like 10 feet in the main area, and Family Mart, bam. I was like, yep, that's Japan. I don't see this anywhere else. I go and meet with my family. My family is actually coming on a different flight, so I had to wait like another 20 minutes for them to get through. Then we meet together, and we get on we get this. There's a train that takes us to this train station, and then we take that to get to, and we went to Shinjuku. That's going to be our first stop at night. And Shinjuku is really cool. What else? So I took some pictures in Shinjuku. This is the first one I took. It was underneath a highway underpass, and I thought that was a cool little picture. I'm happy about that. So first night in, and we checked into the hotel, and I just kind of wandered the streets for a bit, just because I wanted to see what it was like, and took some nice photos of the nice calm streets of Shinjuku. And we had our first dinner. My first meal in Japan. What else could it be? It's ramen. Had to choose ramen, right? This ramen was like $5, and it was delicious. This ramen is like way better than like anything I've had in the States for ramen, and I was like, damn, all right, that's a strong start to Japan. I've always heard food here is really good. This was just a standard tonkatsu ramen, nothing fancy about it, but really good. This is actually from like that chain store, Ichiran. They're a chain. They're pretty popular and pretty well known. So this is like nothing. This is like kind of like the baseline, nothing really fancy, standard fare ramen, and it was still way better than pretty much anything I've had in the States for ramen. That was really good. But yeah, that was our first night. That was like day 0 of Japan. I also went around Shinjuku a bit, and they had some billboards and stuff like that. And I took this picture. I got ReZero, some Evangelion, and I don't know what that clown thing is, but it was there, and I was like, whatever, sure, I'll take a picture of that too. That was pretty cool. There's a lot of people at night just hanging around Shinjuku. I was kind of surprised. Yeah, what can I say? I just kept on wandering around, and the nightlife here is so feels so different already. Just like the vibe I get from just walking around. There's so many people. I don't really know how to describe it. It's like wow, all right. This is very different from the States already. I feel like not many times it doesn't really feel like that ever in the States. And then just some more pictures of just, you know, what nightlife looks like in Shinjuku. Also, hi Rin, how are you doing? I am back. I'm talking about my trip in Japan and all the fun that I had with it. It was good. I liked it a lot. And we're just kind of going. Right now, we're talking about our first night. Well, my first night in Japan. And this is just talking about the vibes I felt. I felt like it's really different and really nice. Very different, for sure. All right, so yeah, what are pictures I got? Oh yeah, I saw the Toho building. Check out that giant Godzilla. That was really cool. It's like, I saw it. It's like, I bet DJ would like this picture a lot. I bet he would really love to see this in person. I know he's a big Godzilla fan, so yeah, look at that thing. That's on top of a building. It's really cool. Walking around Shinjuku at night was very, very surreal experience for my first night, and it was really nice. I think that's some more photos, just random stuff that I took. I don't actually remember taking this photo, but yeah. It was also kind of pretty cool. I think I took it because of the arch. It was like an archway. And then some alleys, some streets of alleys. I think these are really cool. I don't know, it's different. It hit different, you know? I don't really know how to explain it other than just like, wow, I'm in Japan. I've seen images like this all the time, like in a bunch of media, anime, and whatnot that I consumed, and it's kind of like, wow, I'm here for the first time. This is real. That's so weird. Some more photos of just walking around during the daytime while we were on day 2. We had to get to the station. So for our trip, I went to a bunch of different cities, I didn't stay in like one centralized area. So so in Japan, you don't really ever carry your luggage around because there's not enough space for that, and like would be really rude and to bring it on public transport and things like that. So what Japan does is that hotels have a service that let you pretty much ship your luggage to, if you're going to multiple hotels, you can ship it to multiple places. So we talked to our hotel council or whatever you want to call it, and had it shipped to our next location. And so we did that, and then we walked around a little bit. This is where I took some of these photos of daytime crossings and stuff like that. And our next step is to go to a place called Takayama. It's about 5-hour drive away. We took a bus to get there. Oh yeah, I should mention that at this point, since our first night in, we're going to be kind of jet lagged, and like my sleep schedule was really weird for the whole trip. And I woke up at 5 in the morning, And it's like, well, you know what? I guess I'll get breakfast. And my breakfast, I went to Family Mart. I gotta try. I knew in my mind I wanted to try all the konbini, all the food there and stuff like that. I got some tuna onigiri and some sandos. I think the first day I got a katsu sandwich. I forgot to take photos of it because I was very hungry but they were very good. That's one thing I will say is that I adore the convenience stores of Japan so much. They're actually really, really good. And it makes me sad that the ones we have in America are not very good in comparison, like at all. But you know, that's life, right? Sometimes America does some things great and some things not so great, and convenience stores is one of those not so great things. But it is what it is. Yeah, we took some more photos while I was walking to our station. Wait a minute, I think these are actually photos of... Oh, this is still parts of Shinjuku, I believe. This is... Oh, wait, hold on. No, I'm wrong. I forgot to take photos of the bus ride. That's where I was. Okay. So we went to Takayama, which is like a 4 or 5 hour drive with our bus. And then we went to the old district of Takayama. And that's where all these shops are. These streets. That's where it was. There we go. Yeah. And just kind of looked around. It had a nice bridge. This is kind of like I felt like this was really scenic of Japan, like this, like a kind of bridge and a river and like the weird little like slope you got going on there for the canal. And I felt like I've seen this a million times in anime, and so I had to take a picture of it because it's really cool. This is part of the old town. Lost souvenir stalls. I think Takayama is pretty well known for its as like a good place to kind of go. Just to kind of has a lot of shops, museums, and the city itself is really well known for its festivals. And also, also the area is known for beef, apparently. I think the prefecture, it was Hida, and it's really known for the beef. So this is actually beef. This is beef sushi. It looks kind of raw, but it's not actually. It was actually cooked beef, and this was actually really good. The beef was really tender. The one with the egg in it was really tasty as well, and it was seasoned with a little bit of soy sauce, and the little white disc is actually a shrimp cracker, so you can eat that as well. So we had that along the way. There was a bunch of these beef sushi shops, and so we got a couple along the way while we were exploring the old town, and they were really good. So that's what we had for lunch on day one. This is one of the shops that we had. We had the sushi in. It was very nice looking and had a cool little stove thingy for decoration. I thought that was really neat. It was like a traditional like stove element with it had a little cool fish in there, and I thought that was really neat. Yeah, food so far, it's been like a solid 10 out of 10. Can't complain. Really, really good. I don't think I've had a bad meal in Japan at all. I found this little sheep on the shelf, so I knew I'd take a picture of it. Look at it, it's so cute. Really, really nice, really fun. Day one off to a great start. We also went to a traditional like house that also had some art in there. It's like an art museum exhibit thing. I don't really know how to explain it too well, but it was like this old house. It's like a studio house, I guess. And I think a famous artist used to live here. I don't remember the name of the artist off the top of my head. But that was my first experience standing on a tatami mat, and it was very cool. Very nice. Walked around some more downtown. Okay, here we go. And then we went to, this is what I was talking about, the floats. This town is known for like its festival floats, so they had these crazy elaborate floats that these are carried by like 50 people at a time. Like each, like these are like 100,000, these are like a couple of £1,000 each, and they're all man carried by men. And every year they do like a they take this throughout the city, and they make different floats every year for this. And I think the ones that are in the hall right now, these are all ones that are used like the previous year. I think that's how it works. But they're all really elaborate, really well made, and it's crazy. These floats are wild. And people will ride. There'll be a couple people riding them, and then there'll be like 50 people per float just to carry them throughout the city. And the crazy thing is, people will get tired after about 10 minutes of carrying it, so they have to switch out all 50 people for another set of people, and then they'd carry that for another 10 minutes, and just do that throughout the entire city. Also, hello Domino. Japan was great. The food was amazing. Really good food. Some of the best food I've had like ever. It was super good. I like none of the food I had in Japan was bad at all. Like I think at worst, the worst food I had was like a 7.5 out of 10, and that was like one meal. It was crazy good. But yeah, these floats were really cool looking and crazy. I can't imagine like what it must feel like to actually watch the festival. Like if it was during festivals, I think the festival is usually in like August. And God, I can't imagine doing like carrying these in the middle of summer too, because like summers in Japan are brutal. And so that was crazy. Yeah, I went to Asia, and yeah, the onigiri is amazing. I had so much onigiri. I think I had one for breakfast like almost every day at Konbini, and it was like, and it just hit so good. It was really good. What else can I say? Yeah, so day one pretty good. We're in Takayama, had beef sushi, and then we saw museums, saw this float. These floats are crazy. And it's so elaborate too. These must cost so much money to make, like in time and effort. Like, it's insane. And this was part of the photo. Or this was part of the museum. It has some nice walkways to, and a temple too. Yeah, I wish convenience were in America that were actually good too. Like, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of the food I had was just amazing, and I'm sad that it's not everywhere. Yeah, Japan is very clean. Very little trash anywhere. They also don't have very many trash cans either. I recently looked into why that was the case, and they used to have trash cans, but they actually moved the trash cans in the early 2000s because of the sarin gas incident. If you know anything about that, it was basically a terrorist attack that used trash cans to put a bunch of like poison gas. Yeah, so that's why trash cans got removed from most public spaces. Always just so that couldn't be a mode of like attack anymore. It's crazy. Like I'm surprised they went that far, but like they were like, we will never have this happen again, and they made sure of it. But yeah, it's Japan is very clean. Very there's some litter here and there, but like compared to the States, it's like for every one piece of litter I see in Japan, you would have seen like 200 in like anywhere else. What did I use for my rubbish? Usually I just carry like a small little bag around if I had anything, and I would put that in the trash can at like once I got back to my hotel, or if I found a trash can inside of a store or anything like that that I could use. It wasn't too bad though. I was expecting it to be the case, so I was prepared for it already. Like, that's just kind of how it works. But that's the thing that's crazy to me though, is that so Japan has vending machines everywhere, right? So my brain was like, how do you have vending machines everywhere but nowhere to deposit trash, like in a public space? That's crazy. But yeah, I guess, I mean, you gotta just take it home with you or wait until you find it. You can find a trash can in some place, but very far in between. So it is what it is. And somehow they managed to keep everything clean. I made sure not to litter or anything like that because I didn't want to be causing any trouble for anyone else. And also littering is awful and I hate the idea of littering in general. So I was prepared for it, and I knew that I would have to, if I bought anything that was disposable, I'd have to carry it until I found a proper place for it. Yeah, so yeah, this temple is also in Takayama. It's very nice. Stairs, my worst enemy. I was like, I'm gonna climb up there, and I'm not gonna hope there's something up there, because that would be very, very annoying if there wasn't. But this is part of the temple steps. Climbed up it. There was a little shrine there, so I was like, all right, worth it. And then also took a picture of the way down, and it's like, that's pretty steep. And then this museum also had a replica of like of some other temples. I'm not sure exactly what this one is, but I thought it was really cool. They had these little tiny replicas of like of them, and I feel like these must have been so difficult to make, and so much love and care was put into them, and they look so cool too. Like these are like maybe the size of I don't know, it's like maybe like 3 feet wide and like like a foot tall, maybe at most. These are really small downsized portions of like temple. And this is an example of the floats being carried. Like you see like all those people around it. That's how much effort it takes just to move it like for 10 minutes. And then they had to switch out all 10 people or 50 people to move it another 10 minutes. I was just thinking, I was taking all these pictures, it's like, damn, look at that. It's so elaborate. And then food, yeah, more food. This is what we had for dinner. Some noodles. This was really good. Food just hit right, you know? After these noodles, we went back to our hotel, and very good. What can I say? Went back to our hotel room, and our hotel room actually had an onsen, a hot spring bath. And I was like, I've never tried this before, so I will try it out because I've heard people hype up onsen so much, and I was like, it can't be that good, right? No, it's that good. Onsen are nice. Honestly, I couldn't take any pictures of it because you know, it's people bathing. You know, that's kind of messed up to take pictures, and photos are definitely not allowed in there. But very nice. Off to a great start. So that was day 1. Day 2, I woke up at 5 o'clock again. Went to Konbini again, got an egg sandwich and mentaiko onigiri. I love mentaiko, by the way. That stuff just hit. It's really good. And then I got the onsen again. You can get you're allowed. Mentaiko is salmon roe. I believe it's salmon. It's egg. It's fish eggs. I'm pretty sure it's salmon egg for this particular. I forget. But very good, very tasty. It's like little bubbles of salt and deliciousness wrapped in rice. Very good. Definitely recommend. But yeah, got into onsen again because I just really like it and it's really nice. And then we head off to this place called Shirakawago. Shirakawago is one of the oldest village sites in Japan. It's like a UNESCO heritage site. That's where it is. So this is like really special place for and a very popular tourist attraction. The city. This is like traditional Japanese villages from long ago, and people still live there. In fact, and so these are pictures of that area. Like that's a house, and you see like the thatch roofing. It's very thick, very much meant for the season, you know, for heavy snow and stuff like that. They look very cozy, and this looks very nice. A couple other photos of the old town of Shirakawago. Yeah, I do bet it takes a lot of effort to maintain, for sure. But you know, there are people living in the village, so I imagine they take care of it and are very diligent with it. There's also a lot of farmland here. They're growing rice, and then you can see like how high up the mountains we actually are, right here. You can see in the top left of that photo, there's snow on top of that mountain. So yeah, it was very high. We're pretty high up in mountains already right now, for sure. And I bet you like in the winter this must get pretty cold because of how high up we are, elevation wise. Very nice. We after we went here, it wasn't really it wasn't much of a hike. There was a bus that takes us here. We took a bus to the city, to this little village. Oh, my legs! I walked a lot in Japan, by the way. You walk a lot. There's a lot of walking in Japan for sure. I think I averaged around 15 to 20,000 steps a day. The biggest day I had was 30,000 steps. So a lot of walking. Yeah, we walked a lot. Yep. I'll talk about that day soon. That's coming up a little later. We're only on day 2 out of 10, 11. We had 11 days total. But, you know, the 11th day was a half day, and that was mostly just getting back to the airport and stuff like that. So, mostly 10 days. 10 full days, I guess I'd say. Yeah. Next, after we finish Shirakawa, there's some more pictures of the village. One thing I really like about the village is like that little waterway. Kind of connects everything. It's very cool. Like you see waterways next to the walkways everywhere. And this is one of the. That was a tunnel to get into the village. And I took a picture of it because like I feel like you see pictures of these kinds of tunnels everywhere in like anime and stuff like that too. Like what was it, Dan, where they had like the ghosts that run through the tunnel, stuff like that. Many other ones have similar stories of ghosts or tunnels with ghosts in them, all sorts of things like that. I thought also when I was going through, no, grandma did not. There was nothing like that happening. But I did think about that one meme, that Takashi meme, that guy who's screaming sex. Sex! Takashi! Yamate! I love that meme. That meme is so good. But then yeah, so then after we visit Shirakawa, we head off to our next destination was Kyoto. And this picture is actually taken in Nagoya. I think. because we had to take a bus to Nagoya, and then we hopped on the Shinkansen to go to Kyoto. And this is my first like real like kind of like train station experience, I think. And just kind of looking around at trains, and I know there's like the subway underground, but I felt this is more like, yeah, it looked like, you know, like the over, like the weird overpass, not the overpass. Yes, the Shinkansen is the bullet train. It's like the express train to get you to from one major city that takes you to major cities. It's the one that goes very fast, go vroom vroom. That's what we were going to get on. That's the Shinkansen right there. It goes very fast, and it's. I wish we had these in the States too. So we get to Kyoto, and our dinner is shabu shabu. We actually had this in like the station underground. It's kind of crazy. So like all the train stations basically have a whole city underneath the city itself. It's crazy cool. Shabu shabu is not barbecue. We do cook the food ourselves. So what it is it's like a hot pot kind of. So here's a better picture of it. You take the meat, you dip it into the hot broth. You also take veggies and other things that you want to and put it into the broth. The one on the left was a yuzu broth, and the one on the right is a spicy Korean broth. Both are very tasty. So we just dumped a bunch of meat, veggies, and eat it with rice or noodles. Very tasty. This was a really good meal. I like this one a lot. But yeah, so this was like in like a part of the station, I guess. There's just a bunch of restaurants connected to it and a bunch of shops as well. We ended up going to exploring a department store, and I gotta tell you right now, department stores in Japan built different. This was a 10-floor building with like each floor packed with people. I've never seen anything like it. It's so crowded and like everyone was there. There's so many things being sold. It was crazy. And it's just 10 floors of this. Every floor is packed. It was nuts. And this is just one section too. Like there'd be multiple sections everywhere else, but we just explored one of them because it was getting pretty late. And after that, we just went to bed. But it was pretty crazy. But yeah, I also took this while we got out of the station to get to our hotel. You can see the tower. This is the Kyoto Tower, I guess. You know, little thing in there that says it. Tower Hotel, I guess. That's not where we stayed, but I saw a picture of it and it looks cool. And that concludes day 2 of our trip. Day 3, still waking up at 5 a.m. I'm pretty sure I woke up at 5 a.m. every day of the trip. And this is going to be our busiest day, I think, in Kyoto. This is the 30,000 step day. And Kyoto is known as one of the older cities of Japan. It's a lot of very, very old places that are really historically relevant and many famous shrines and stuff like that. And so I wake up at 5 o'clock, we go to the train station, and I see this Hello Kitty train, and I'm like, that's really cool. The whole train has Hello Kitty like decals on it, so I knew I'd take a picture of it because that's just really cool, right? That was sick, really cool. The whole train littered with these decals. But we get to our destination, and the first place we go to is called the Fushimi Inari Shrine. This is a really famous shrine. For one, it's a shrine to honor the fox gods. And this shrine has been portrayed in a lot of media, and I'll show you what I mean by that in a minute. You might recognize some of these scenes. You might have seen these like 20 billion torii gates in media somewhere. I know I know this stuff is shown in it's in many anime. Yeah, Noragami. I think it was also, or this was in like Monogatari series, or at least referenced in it. I know it was in referenced in the what's that show called? That zombie one with the trains. I've totally Kabinari, yeah, Kabinari. Kotetsu Jo, something like that. It's like the one where they're riding trains and an armored train, and they're fighting zombies. And so stuff like that, like these thousands of torii gates littered across the entire mountain. This is like a whole mountain, by the way. And these torii gates lead you to the top of the mountain. And they're each, so the way it works is that you can donate money to have your own torii gate constructed. And when you construct it, they'll put your name on it. And so a lot of people have done that, and that's how they keep the torii gates in this kind of condition, because they'll just keep on getting people to donate. A lot of people donate to have new ones built and replaced over time. How much money does it cost? I don't actually know. I just know that people have donated money to have them built over time, and that's why there's so many of them. Yeah, they're everywhere. Like these, all these torii gates. Some of them are larger, and you can see like this one has some names written on it. I don't know those names, but they're all written there. They also have this shrine for this crazy tree. It's like a tree protection, something like that. It's like the crazy roots, and some people thought of it as a really cool divinity type thing. I mean, this little plaque here that reads exactly what it is. I kind of skimmed it, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. This tree will protect you. It's in English too, so that way you can take a look at that. Oh, that might be too small to read, but it's there. But it explains the root tree thing. I thought that was so cool. So there's a bunch of like smaller shrines and and for this shrine, and it's a very large mountain, and there's some more. I took a lot of pictures of different shrines and different spots. This was really cool. That's more of the name of the torii gates. What else is there? Okay, here we go. Here's this map. This is the map of the entire thing. As you can see, it is very big. Very big mountain. To get to like the halfway point, a little bit above that golden tree to the left there, that took us about an hour to get to there, hiking through torii gates. And then we saw a sign that's like one way only, 40 minutes to get to the top of the mountain. And we were like, that's cool, but like, nah, we're not gonna go. That's too much walking. We've already been going for like an hour and a half on this mountain. I don't know if we can really make it farther than that. So we stopped at the halfway point and then head back down. But we already got like could get a pretty good view of the city from here, or if poking through the trees and stuff like that. So it was cool for sure. But we had a lot of other places we need to be, and we wanted to also check out some other places. So we decided that we wouldn't climb to the top of the shrine, but maybe that might be something I do on my next. If I ever come back to Japan again, I might try to go to the top. I think that might be pretty fun, if not really tiring. On the way out of the Fushimi Inari Shrine, we saw this little stall that was selling, I guess I'd call this, it's kind of like taiyaki, kind of, but this was a coin a coin pancake, I guess, based on the 10 yen coin. This was filled with cheese. And this is actually really tasty. This was only like 300 yen or something like that. So like $1.50 almost, maybe close to $2. It's pretty cheap. Yeah, it was like sweet, like a waffle pancake type thing, and had cheese in it, so it was like sweet and savory. It was actually pretty good. I liked it a lot. It was pretty tasty. And then so this is our next shrine that we went to, or temple. This was the part of the Kiyomizu Temple. It's known for being a temple on a mountaintop, and covered and surrounded by trees. These trees are do bloom in the four, or they take part of the 4 seasons. So this was like this was a little bit after, during sakura season. This actually blooms, you know, pink and all the sakura petals, and in the autumn it's red and gold. And winter, I think they die in winter, but you know, that's how trees are, right? But I would love to see this during like the autumn season or during sakura season. We actually missed the sakura season by like a couple of weeks, but it is what it is. These trees are really cool. It's really cool to see a temple surrounded by trees like this, and this is part of the grounds for that. A little bit more, very, very nice, and there's a lot of space in the temples. Like there's a lot of walking, and like a lot of these take up a huge area. All these temples like get to one place to another. If you start from one side of the temple, go to the other side, it'll take you 15 minutes just walking. Like these complexes are massive. Like it's crazy. Oh yeah, so one of the things we had while we were walking to Kiyomizu Temple is that it's on a large hill, but along the way of the hill, it's like a bunch of souvenir stops, stalls, and other things. And there's a bakery here, and so we stopped by the bakery and we got a matcha canal. That's the little round thing, and the thing on the right there is a tuna. Sorry, not tuna. There's a salmon and spinach croissant, and that was really good. This was super tasty, like very, very good. And that green thing, that's tea. That's green matcha tea. The shop was selling a lot of matcha, so we were like, okay, yeah, we'll try it out. This was super tasty. There's a good little brunch meal thing. Very tasty. And as you keep walking up the hill, like this is a very steep. It was not steep hill. It was a pretty long hill. I think I may have gotten a picture. Okay, that's of the temple at the top of the hill. And this temple is crazy. A lot of visitors here. We saw a lot of school buses taking a lot of like students here. So there was like a lot of different classes of and kids just hanging around, and they're all taking photos of everything. It was kind of wild to see. And you can kind of see here, like if you look at that crowd right there, that's where like the walkway to all the stalls were, like, and you can see that we're pretty high up, so you can just imagine that whole street all the way down littered with stalls and people walking through them. It was really cool. Some more photos of the city. You can kind of get an idea of just how high up we actually are. And I think there should be a photo. Yeah, so this is climbing up even farther up the mountain of the temple. Kiyomizu Temple is really nice. There we go. Here's a better shot of like just how high up we really are in the mountains. Everything behind that's Kyoto. Behind there is very, very, very high. Some more shots of the city and the greenery. This one, you can kind of see more of the like how it's paved and like this whole area. It's so cool. It's really hard to explain, but like the temples are just massive and they're all surrounded by nature and stuff like that. It's really cool. And okay, so this was part of a different temple. This is Ginjaku Temple. Ginjaku Temple is really known for its combination of nature and sand garden and Zen sand gardens. This is one of the sand gardens they have. It's just a giant pile of sand that's been nicely decorated and taken care of. You can see just how big these sand gardens can get. Like, these are massive. Very, very large amounts of Zen gardens. And it's just surrounded by trees. And this was a nice pond that I saw. People were throwing coins into it. I guess it's like, you know, wishing good luck, that kind of thing. And also another view of the city from the temple. Like, these temples are all really like in the mountains too. So you get like a nice view of like the city and stuff like that when you look through it. It's really cool. I definitely wanted to go back to Kiyomizu Temple at night, because I think it would be a really cool shot of the whole city. Just because you're like, it's a really good pan view of there. So I think if I come back to Japan, I'd like to come back here at night. I think that'd be really nice. And then this was dinner. We went to a omakase sushi place for dinner. And this is actually the first thing I got was my drink. I chose ginger ale. They made this ginger ale in-house. This was really good. Like, very strong ginger flavor. Very delicious. And so for omakase, basically what omakase means is like chef's choice. So the chef will make it a menu for you and they'll serve it to you in different courses. So the first thing we had was snails. I'm not a huge fan of snails. I'll eat it, but it definitely wasn't my favorite thing. Very chewy. The flavor was good, but I think it was just a little too chewy. I'm not. It was just a little too much for me in terms of chewiness. But it was seasoned fine, but not my favorite one for sure. This was probably the thing I met when I was like 7.5 out of 10. Not the best, not the worst. Edible, but eh. But the rest of the meal was really good. So the next course we had. This was tuna, like a slightly seared tuna. This one was really good. Very fresh, a little bit of soy sauce. Very, very tasty. This one was really good. There's not much else I can say about them. It was really fresh, really well seared. Just the right amount of cooking on it, so it doesn't cook the middle too much. Very good. Next is some, I think this was, I want to say it was mackerel. I think that's what it was. I'm so bad remembering what fish it was. These were also really tasty. Some nigiri, very, very good, very fresh. If you like sushi, omakase sushi is really great. A little expensive, but definitely can recommend it if you ever get a chance for omakase. The next dish was this fried fish. I don't actually know what these fish are, but they're whole fried. These are actually it's a little salty. The bones weren't really problematic. You can eat the whole thing whole without bones and all. They're very soft. I like these ones a lot. They're really tasty. This made mouth saltiness is really good. Very tasty. Yum, yum, yum. Some more sushi. I believe the one on the left is salmon, and I want to say one of them was amberjack, but I don't know which one was which. I can't forget what fish was there, but it was just super tasty. The one in the middle was a little weird. I think this one was kind of like crunchy in a weird way. It's not my favorite one, but it was fine. Still really tasty. This was a cooked fish. I grilled some grilled fish. This was very tender, falls apart, no bones in it. Very delicious. Very tasty. This one was really good. I like this nigiri a lot. We had some eel on the striped one is eel, and then the pink one was fatty tuna. The tuna melts in your mouth. It was so good. Really, really tasty. Next thing was their special menu item for the night, which was a braised pork belly. This one, so tender, so juicy, really good. Not sushi, but you know, the chef can make whatever he wants, and I'll eat it. That chef was amazing. The chef is really good food. And then some more sushi rolls. I don't remember what fish was in this one, but it was very tasty. The large one was like pretty big. You had to eat it. Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, I thought I'd eat it in a couple bites. How large it was. Like that's actually a lot bigger than it might look. But it was good. Again, this was like a 9 out of 10 meal right here. And I'll finish it off with some mochi and gelato. I think that was lychee. This was really nice, really refreshing, really tasty. A good way to finish the meal. And then that was that for dinner. And then this would be for day 4. Day 4. What do we do on day 4? Oh right, I remember now. Konbini food. My notes. I have teriyaki chicken and a shrimp sandwich. These are probably the least tasty of the konbini food I had, but it was still good. Can't complain about that. We got off and headed to the Arashima Bamboo Forest. This is one of the famous bamboo forests. Very nice. Very cool too. Like since there's so much shade, it really protects you a lot from the heat. It was getting pretty warm in Japan at this time because we were starting to move into close to the summer months. So walking through the bamboo forest is really nice and cool, and bamboo here grows very fast. If you don't know, bamboo can grow like a couple of feet a day when it's just starting out, and it gets pretty tall. And this whole area is just covered in bamboo. And also a couple temple shrines and stuff like that in there. This is one that we saw. You can kind of get a view of the mountain from here, and also had this pond with a frog in it, and a lot of coins thrown for it as well for good luck and you know that kind of thing. Super nice. What else can I say about this bamboo forest? Bamboo. They also harvested like bamboo shoots there for like for you know a lot of things are made of bamboo in Japan, and they also eat bamboo shoots when they're young, which are also very tasty. And yeah, they have a bunch of temples here too. And one of the temples got a very nice sand garden as well. And garden. This garden is really cool looking. Had a lot of unique plants in there. and some more tatami mats. Tatami mats are really cool. I like them a lot. They're really like kind of fun to like stand on because they're kind of squishy, and they make a nice little squeaky sound when you step on them. And then here's a picture of one of the ponds, and you can kind of see the mountains in the background here, and they were very nice. This whole thing was just really nice. I really like a lot of temples we went to. I think they're really cool, and they have a lot of like great scenery and very nice. So after this temple, oh yeah, one of them had a koi pond. You can kind of see the fish in there. It's not the best picture, but you can see that there are koi living in the ponds. I think that's pretty neat. Pretty neato. I love koi, by the way. Koi fish are really cool. I wish I could get a better picture of it, but it was pretty hard to get a good photo. This is probably the best one I could get. And then we crossed this bridge. This is like old, like, I don't remember what the bridge was called, but like I think this is a pretty famous one. It's like a pretty long bridge. It's like made out of older material. I think it's reinforced with like concrete and stuff like that, but like it's got a very old vibe to it. I think that was really cool. It's a very large river. I took a picture while I was on the bridge too, just kind of get the scale of it, you know, like very wide river. For sure. This river, crossing the river, takes us to the Arashima Monkey Park. And they're monkeys. We had to climb up this huge mountain. It was like pretty high up there. And a bunch of monkeys live in there. And they're very cute. But there are also a lot of like signs that are like, don't look into the monkey's eyes. Whatever you do not stare at the monkey's eyes. I think that's because monkeys recognize that as a if you look into their eyes, if you lock eyes with them, they recognize that as a it's like you suggesting that they fight, basically, and that's like how you assert dominance over them. And so you can probably rile up monkeys if you stare at them in the eye, and that's probably not the best. So they have a lot of signs telling you not to do that. These monkeys are really cute. They're really chill. You just, you know, don't interact with them too much. It's kind of, you know, let them do their thing and don't lock eyes. They're kind of, you can see how close you can get, how close they got here in this picture right here. Like, they say don't be any closer than 3 meters, but if you just stand still, they'll kind of get close to you. And just, you know, don't lock eyes and you'll be fine. What else? These monkeys. You can feed. There's a feeding little station you could do. You get inside this little caged building and like give them food safely so they can't hurt you. And a lot of monkeys hang out around there. And I saw one of them actually kind of crash out because they didn't get food, and so they started screaming and yelling and threw a tantrum and walked away. I thought it was something else. I think if it was just a bit more patient, we would have gotten fed, but you know, it is what it is. Here's that building I was talking about. If you go inside that building, the screen doors, you can feed them from there in a safe way. So these monkeys just kind of chilled on top of the building or chilled around it. And then I took a picture of this. This again shows just how high up we are in the mountain. A really nice view of the whole city. You can see pretty much all around it. Like that's in our picture, like it was literally the whole city. It was really cool. A lot of my photos, I think I took a lot of photos like this just because they were so far up. Here's a picture of a monkey just, you know, hanging off another one, and I think it was like eating like any bugs that got on its fur. Just a little bit of monkey grooming. One of them grooming the other one, make sure it stays clean. And there's also this big banana. Big banana. I think I just had to take a picture of this because it was so funny. It's just there, and it's like, Of course they put a banana sculpture up here. Why wouldn't they do that, right? I thought it was really cool. Really neat. So after that, we head down to Nishiki Market, which is like a long walkway with a bunch of food stalls. A lot of food stalls. Like you can kind of see in this photo how far down it actually goes. Like it goes so far that you can't actually see the end of it. That's how far down it went. The entire thing is just food stalls all the way down. It was really cool. For lunch we ended up getting some spicy gyoza. This was gyoza covered in chili flakes and chili sauce. This was really good. Super tasty. I really love spicy things. Japan has, from what I've noticed, has two modes. Either really spicy or not spicy at all. And like no in between. This for me was maybe like a 3 on the spiciness scale. So it wasn't that spicy, but they claimed it was spicy. But it was pretty good still. But not spicy as it could have been. I'll talk a bit more about the spice later. Because I did have some things that were a little bit spicier. And I'll show that off when we get there. But this is still pretty good. Also got some Wagyu skewers. This was A5 Wagyu beef cooked on a skewer, and it was really good. It melted in your mouth. And that hand, that's actually not my hand. That's my brother's hand. But yeah, the meat here is really tasty, really good. They have Wagyu everywhere, and it is delicious. Very good. And also had some salmon rolls as well. These are also quite good. Just at the stall. And then after that, I headed off to the Kyoto Aquarium. I love fish. I love sea animals. So when I saw that Kyoto had an aquarium, I had to go. The main exhibits they had here were seals, penguins, and dolphins. I missed the dolphin show, but that's kind of okay. They only have a few a day. They have a few of their shows a day, but I think the rest of it was probably cooler than the dolphin show. You all these signs like what kind of exhibits they have here, and then a bunch of fish. Of course, they have fish, right? Why? It's an aquarium. They would have fish. And so I took a couple pictures of these guys. Look at this big boy. Look at that big salamander. It's like a giant salamander. I think that's what they were calling it. This thing was actually pretty enormous. And I think this is still like a young one too, from my understanding, because I saw this. And I think that shows how big they can actually grow to be. And 150 centimeters is quite tall, actually. These things grow quite large. Look at that thing. It's enormous. Just to stare at it for a little bit. I drink some water. Big boy. Some more fish. I should have written down what kind of fish they were. That's one of the things I kind of regret not doing after the aquarium. And then the seals. These guys are just chilling, sunbathing, having a good time. A couple of them were swimming in the water. For the most part, a lot of them were just kind of chilling and sunbathing. These guys are pretty chill. That photo of them, or drawings of them as well. I thought this was really cute, so I had to take a picture of that. What else? Oh yeah, they got a snack at the aquarium. They had this little meat bun shaped in like the salamanders. I thought this was really cute, so I had to take a picture of it. The meat bun was a chicken and ginger meat bun. It was pretty good. And then that drink was an apple soda. I didn't mix it up super well. So my first sip was like all syrup. Then I mixed it some more, and it was really good though. This was a very strong apple flavor. It was really tasty. And it was like only like 500 yen, I think, for all of that. So not too bad. A few dollars in English currency. Not too bad. For the penguin exhibit, they had this. This is a relationship chart for all the penguins. It looks like a freaking like drama flow chart, relationship chart. And I thought that was really funny. I couldn't exactly read what exactly all these penguins were, which ones were doing what, but just the complexity of it alone was like, I had to take a picture of this because it's so funny. Like, I can't believe something like this exists for the penguin exhibit. There's like 25 penguins or something like that, and they all... I think it might be more than 25 now I look at this. There were a lot of penguins though. This is part of the penguin pool, I think. They weren't really swimming in it, but I thought it looked cool. If you go above, they're all hanging out with the penguin master or whatever you want to call it. The people who take care of the penguin, the caretakers of the penguins, I guess. Look at them, they're so cute. They're like up to your shin, but like still, they're adorable. I love them so much. They're so cute. And this is probably my favorite part of the aquarium. The jellyfish. They had a bunch of different jellyfish, and jellyfish like lab for like, because they like raised the jellyfish from birth, and it's like they have to like basically switch out each tank for whatever part of life cycle each jellyfish are in. So they're just like, this was crazy. Like, they had so many individual tanks for each jellyfish like part of the cycle, and they eventually turn like red here when they get older, or they turn like orange. These jellyfish are so cool. I thought they're really neat. Here's a couple smaller ones when they're tinier. Like, there's just so many jellyfish here. There must have been thousands of jellyfish in this aquarium. And then these little guys, look at them. These little mini eels or whatever. They just stick in the sand and it's kind of look at you and wiggle around. You know. These ones are really cute. And then also these ones just sticking straight up. I like these ones a lot as well. Very cool. The aquarium was really nice. And then, okay, so this was the first of... So one of the things in Japan is this fried chicken from the konbini. The three main konbinis in Japan, as I understand, is 7-Eleven, Family Mart, and Lawson. And the thing they all sell is fried chicken. And I guess there's a bit of a rivalry about which one is the best. And so when I learned about this, I was like, I have to try all three of them and make a decision for myself which one I think is the best. So this one was from Lawson. This is actually the first fried chicken I have in Japan. And I ate it and it was really good. I was like, damn, okay. All right, Lawson, I see your game. This fried chicken's really good. The crust is really tasty. It's well seasoned. It's juicy. It's tender. It's everything you'd want in fried chicken. And I was like, okay, if that's one of them, the others must be equally good, if not better. And that kind of set the bar for the rest of the kombini food. I had these separate times throughout the trip. I think I forgot to take a picture of the 7-Eleven one. Or maybe it was the Family Mart one I forgot to take a picture. I think it was the Family Mart one I forgot to take a picture of. But they're all super good. I'll talk about that later. Where I think is the best later. Once I go through everything else. And then... oh, I forgot to mention. After the aquarium... There was also a train museum nearby. I was going to go to that, but my legs by this point were like dead. I've been walking so much that day, and so I was like, I can't go to another museum right now. I need to go back and head back for the night. So we went to dinner at like this bar, I guess. I guess it was a bar. I'm not really sure if that's what it was or not. But I got a couple of small fingery foods. This was some fried tofu and I think fish. This was pretty good. We also got some this was agadashi tofu, I believe, which is like fried tofu, some grated yam on top. This was really tasty. Very soft and tender, very tasty. In a nice little broth. And then it has sashimi. The fish in Japan, definitely way better than anything I had in the States. So, which is to be expected, I think. I kind of knew that coming in that would be the case. But it really is quite different. This was really good. Very tasty as well. We also had some fried chicken on the side. This was really good. This is spicy fried chicken. Wasn't very spicy, but it was still very tasty. Got some more gyoza as well. The gyoza is also great. And we got some more fried chicken because we still wanted more chicken. This was a different one though. This was this regular karaage. Not super spicy or anything like that. But this one was still pretty good. And that would be the end of the 4th day, roughly. Oh, oops, forgot about this one. This was also something we had at the bar. This is also some fried tofu. All right, and that ends the 4th day. So now we are pretty much at the halfway point for our trip. And we are going to go to a place called Koya-san, or Mount Koya. This is another mountain. Mount Koya is known for its Buddhist temples, and it has a very large cemetery as well. And it's also in the mountains. We did a lot of mountaineering, I guess. It was so high up the mountain, we had to ride a cable car gondola thing to get there. You can kind of see how steep it is. Like the incline here, it's pretty steep. And Korea-san is known for its like vegetarian diet foods. And so this is our lunch. This is a vegetarian bento. You can see some sesame tofu in the bottom right, some tempura and other tofu in the middle and left, and that's barley rice, I think it was. This was fully vegetarian, but man, it was good. And then there's also some miso soup there as well. All very tasty. Super good. Some of the best vegetarian food I've had, like, ever, I think. We stayed overnight at a temple. This is not the temple. This isn't our temple. There's a lot of temples here. This temple in particular had some older outposts, I think this was like a ground for like kind of like a fort almost, where a lot of people would come and visit back in the day on like their pilgrimage for Buddhists, if you're a Buddhist monk. And so there were a lot of outposts like this. And these temples, very old, very cool looking too. These had these large gates that you had to walk through. I think they were mostly to keep, you know, people safe throughout the night, at night and stuff like that. And this had one of the largest sand gardens. This is one half of it, and I took a picture of the other half. So you can see it's very long, very ink covered, and the Zen gardens go crazy here. That's for sure. Another picture of the sand garden from another angle. Some more. They take such good care of the garden. Like, it was pretty immaculate, gotta say. It was very neat to see, and I imagine the upkeep from this was not easy. This old temple also had like some old kitchens. This is probably was used during the winter, also keep warm and kind of supply heat to the entire building through that pipe right there. I think that's how it worked. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, these temples are crazy, and there's actually really nice inside. Like, this is very well maintained and very lovely. And it's all in the mountains. Oh, and some Korea-san actually has a little mascot. As you can see, this is called Korea-kun. Cute little mascot, very nice. He's everywhere. I saw pictures of this little guy everywhere, just hanging out. I thought it was really cool. And then this picture is part of the cemetery, one of the largest cemeteries, I think. I think it had over 200,000 tombstones. This thing was massive. It's called Okinoan. And some tombstones are very unique. Well, you can see for yourself right here. This is a rocket ship tombstone. I think this person worked at NASA on the Apollo missions. I don't know too much more about that, but they made his tomb a rocket ship, which I guess is fitting. But there were also a bunch of different tombs. Like, one of them was like a coffee cup. I saw some for like different car manufacturers. It was weird, but kind of cool at the same time. It's hard to explain. But there were definitely many tombs. There's also another temple deep within the cemetery with these little dolls, I guess. They piled them up in like a pyramid shape. I took this picture just kind of show how deep in like the woods we are too. Like, this is all in the woods too, which is crazy. This temple is part of that. And I think if they said for this temple, they had a there was a monk that had been praying there for over like 100 years or something like that. At least that's what the saying goes, and he's still praying to this day, every day. That's probably not actually the case, but you know, that's what they say about this place, and it was very neat, very peaceful for being within like this mountain area. It was very nice. Dinner, we had some more another vegetarian meal. More tofu, some simmered veggies, mushrooms. This was really tasty. Again, some of the best vegetarian food I've ever had, and probably will ever have, if I'm gonna be honest. It was that good. Very tasty. And this was our breakfast the next morning. More vegetarian food. That was like a tofu pancake with like veggies in it. some beans, and some pickled cucumber, some soup. The soup they had was like a mushroom soup. It was very light, but like very, very flavorful. It was very good. The next, so this was going to be day 6. We were at a temple lodging, so we woke up and we attended a prayer ceremony at the temple, inside the temple. Didn't take any pictures. But they basically, there was this one monk in the prayer ceremony who was just chanting for the entire 45 minutes, non-stop. I think that was crazy. I don't know how you do that, like, honestly. It's just non-stop chanting, and like, I don't know how you know when to begin, when to stop, but I guess they kind of just knew because they've done it enough. I don't know. It was really cool. Yeah, day 6, we're going to head off to Osaka. Osaka was very cool. I think Osaka might have been one of my favorite cities we visited. It's a very old city. And the first thing we did in Osaka, after riding through the mountains again, I took some pictures of this while we were heading back. You can see just how high up we really are. This is on the way back from the cable car. You can see how steep it is. So definitely went pretty far up. And we get, I don't remember taking this photo, but I think this was part of one of the temples we visited along the way to Osaka Castle. Yeah, there you go. You can see right there. That's Osaka Castle. It's like surrounded by like 3 moats. Osaka Castle is a very historic castle. You may have heard of the name Hideyoshi Toyotomi before. He's one of the great generals of the warring period of Japan. You might recognize names like Oda Nobunaga, people like that. Toyotomi Hideyoshi was one of the main one of the generals that was responsible for the unification of Japan during the time. It was also a really cool period of time. I definitely recommend checking it out. But this is where Toyotomi did a lot of his commanding, was at this castle. And we were able to go inside. Here's a closer shot of it. It's a very nice castle. Apparently the castle had been raised twice and rebuilt. So a total 3 times it was rebuilt. This is the 3rd and current version of it. And inside had a lot of museum exhibits, like what the armies looked like when they were fighting. A lot of history about Toyotomi himself. And if at the top of the temple, you got a picture of Osaka. And this one is really nice. You can see a little bit of the golden fish. Here's a replica of it inside the temple, or the castle as well, along with the golden lion. Very, very cool. I thought these were really neat. And we walked around Osaka a little bit, and I just took a picture of this building because I thought it looked kind of cool. And then we went to Dotonbori. This is a very cool place. This is like Dotonbori. If you have ever played the Yakuza games, part of Yakuza is based off of Dotonbori. I think it's called Sultanburi in the games. But basically, it's known for its nightlife, its crazy stalls, just a lot of decorations all around. Very, very, very bright and really just grabs your attention. We got some takoyaki at one of the stalls. The one on the left was mentaiko mayo. The bottom's like regular bonito, and the one on the right, I forget what that one was. But these are also really tasty. Takoyaki, for those who don't know, is fried octopus balls. They have a special little machine. You can kind of see it in this picture right here. Of like a griddle with like ball shaped and you just pour a bunch of batter and in this case chopped octopus, and you just roll them around until they're fully cooked, and they're really tasty. Highly recommend trying out. Takoyaki is delicious. These are really cool. I love them a lot. Here's a closer shot of it. Very, very tasty. Recommended. We also got some shrimp skewers along the way too. These are pretty tasty. And here's some of the restaurants, like, they try to get your attention. Like, this was an animatronic crab leg. It like moved left and right, and just like the pincer was opening and closing. I thought this was really cool. I like this one a lot. Also, some of them had like this giant dragon. This one was crying. I wasn't sure why it was crying, but it was. These are also all huge, by the way. This is like 6 feet tall. Massive. Absolute units. And they're all plastered all around the city for restaurant stalls, all try and grab your attention. Here's one with a giant bull. This place served steak, so of course I had a giant bull. I thought this one was really funny. It just I don't know. Here's a picture of what kind of looks like the streets look like. Super cool. Really liked it. I really liked it here. Dotonbori was really nice. It's probably one of my favorite cities that I visited. And then this was dinner. Spicy ramen. This was actually spicy. Like this was like probably the spiciest thing I had in Japan. Like, I've always heard that Japan wasn't very big on spice or didn't have a very high tolerance. But this ramen was actually decently spicy. You're like, not the spiciest thing I've ever had in my life, but it was good. It was enough to make my nose run a little bit while I was eating it. You can see all the chili oil and chili flakes in it. This one was really good. And the egg, so good. This was very, very tasty. Love this one a lot. This was one of the better meals I had for sure. Just in general, the ramen is so much better than anything I've had in the States. That's pretty much goes for all the food I had here, though. Tasty dinner. Still, again, very surprised it was actually spicy. All right, and that ends day 6 of my trip in Japan. And then day 7, Nara Park. Nara Park is famous for the deer. These deer, they're known to bow their head to ask as their way of asking for food. Because they kind of replicate. They've seen other humans bowing their head, so they kind of took that and started bowing their own head too. And so they will actually bow their heads for food. These deer were very cute, but also if they saw you. So basically, what happened was that there'll be a bunch of vendors that are selling deer crackers you can use to feed deer. They will leave the vendors alone, but if they see you walk up to a vendor, they know immediately what you're doing. And so I bought some deer crackers, and I was immediately swarmed about half a minute later with like 20 deer all around me. So many deer. And they just, they all wanted the food I had. They started chewing on my shirt and everything like that, trying to get my attention. And I was just surrounded by all these deer, and like, okay, here's your food. Eat it, take it, and go. They knew exactly as soon as someone walked up to these vendors that means they get food, and so they were all ready for me, and they were very hungry for the deer crackers. Here's them approaching me. You can see how a couple of them showing up. You can see how close they got to me. Like they had zero fear, none whatsoever. These deer were like, they knew what they wanted, and they saw me, and they were like, okay, give me food now. Now. They were very cute though, and they did let me kind of pet them a little bit after they got fed. Even though they kind of chewed up my shirt, and that was kind of, but you know, it made up for it in the cuteness, I guess, in the end. But if you didn't have food, they were pretty chill. They could kind of just let you be, and you let them be. So once they ran out of food, they walked away, and they were chill again. These guys are very cute though, for sure. There's so many of them. There are at least like 200 deer that I saw. Just everywhere in this park. It was pretty cool, and they were very fearless of humans. After hanging out with the deer a little bit, we head off to Todaiji Temple. This one is a pretty famous temple. It's known for its large statues. I took 2 pictures of these guys. These two are gatekeepers inside of this massive gate, and they're very big. These are statues. And they're very cool looking, very, very intimidating. But then you go inside the temple itself. This also shows the size of the gate that I was walking through, by the way. The 2 statues were inside that gate, onto the left and the right. This thing was massive. I think this might have been the largest temple we actually went to. Absolutely enormous. Absolute units. This was the building to the main temple, or like the part of the they'll take you to the main one, and that's like the actual main temple. We go inside this place, and then you see this massive Buddha statue. This thing towered above me. Like, this was huge. Absolutely enormous. And it was sitting on like a couple, like, these leaves, these lotus leaves that actually have a whole inscriptions on them too. This was wild. You can kind of see a side picture of it, just to see how large this actually was. You can kind of see the lotus leaves right there. Each one of those is about 10 feet tall. So you can just imagine if that was 10 feet, and then you can always see just how tall this statue actually was. This is very, very crazy. And they had multiple statues in there too. This one to the they had one to the left and to the right of it. This one's the one on the left. You can kind of see how much bigger the main statue is, and this one is still huge too. So like, this temple is crazy. Statues were massive, like actually huge. And so after that temple, though, I visited the Eorza Cafe. I knew I had to go here as soon as I found out we were going to Osaka. I was like, okay, I gotta go to this cafe. This is the Final Fantasy Cafe. I love the game. Final Fantasy 14, great game. Love it. Love the MMO. So I had to go here, of course. This place was really cool. The cafe serves like themed foods and some merch. This was a picture of the little mat they gave me. This was for the Easter celebration, I believe. So they had that going on. And they changed it out for every season and stuff like that. So this is really cool. I took a picture they have a couple statues here. I love this one. I love this little guy. He loves his crystals. This was really cool. Picture of, they had some screen doors with the scions. This was really nice. Very lovely. And then, so at the cafe, when we enter in and you get to choose a coaster for a job, for whatever job you want, any job. I was deciding between the Red Mage and the Viper coaster. I ultimately decided on the Red Mage one, as you can see here. It's really cool. I like it a lot. I think I still love Red Mage the most as my job, my main job, but I am playing Viper currently, which is why I was deciding between the two. So then you order theme foods. The first thing I got was the Graha Tia drink. This was like a lychee syrup cola thing. It's really tasty, and then it had some blue ice crystals, which I believe was like some kind of berry flavor crystal. It was really tasty though. This one was really good. I like this one a lot. I love how pretty it is. The Graha water. Very, very tasty. Very cool. Next thing I got, it kind of put my food out in the wrong order, but I was like, well, that's okay, I guess. This was the Songbird cheesecake. For Endwalker. Had a nice little bird that you could eat. Some cheesecake with some apple jam, I think it was. Some whipped cream. This was really tasty. It was pretty tasty. A nice little cheesecake with the night sky in it. It's pretty nice and wonderful. It's pretty good. Then I got this risotto, which is based on the Ishgard restoration. This was just a nice little risotto with an egg, with nice poached egg in it, and some very nice and savory, very tasty. That's what I got for food there. This was actually really good. I liked it a lot. It was tasty. And then they also have little Paisa hand wipes. I thought that was really cute. So I had to take a picture of that as well. Picture of some of the gold saucer Sabertender doing the Mandeville. This one was really cute. There's also a picture of, I believe this is the Dark Knight sword. One of the AF gears Dark Knight. I think it's the original one. I don't actually remember, but it was really cool. Also had pictures of a bunch of figures. This was really nice. All figures, and these are all signed. And they also had some plaques that were signed by the dev team. So that was really cool. I think the Black Mage one was for Yoshipi, of course. So it had all the figures there from the different sets. I kind of wish I took a closer picture of that, but I forgot to do that. A bunch of the cards that you could get from the gacha. So yeah, for the gacha, basically the way it worked was that you, for every set item you ordered from the menu, you get one card. Since I ordered 3 things, I got 3 separate cards. I think I took a picture of that later. This is our sword. And then got one of the Queen of Ulda. I thought that was really cool. I kind of wish there were more portraits around, but that was just of that. And I think these are the Garlean weapons, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe it's not the Garlean ones. These aren't. I think these are part of the also Ulda set, maybe. It's like the Paladin one, the Monk, and the Black Mage can. I forget. I forget exactly if that's what the case was, but I think they also look cool. Love these ones a lot. Some picture of the merch. Yeah, it's like I don't think it's Lego, but it's like some sort of building block type material. Some Cactar, the Chocobo, the Moogle, and the Spriggan. I like these a lot. And some plush toys. The Great Serpent Aranka. The Otter. One of the Chocobos. You can see the Loprit. Omega. Oh, sorry, that's Alpha. A Paisa, and I think that's the baby Behemoth, if I remember correctly. I was very tempted to buy this. This 7 Vuln pin. Very tempted to almost bought this. So close to buying it. Really was. I thought that was really funny. And so this is what I actually got. This is my merch haul from the cafe. I got 3 gacha coasters. So I got 1 Ramu, 1 Susano, and Titania. And then I think that was a magnet that I got for just buying enough things. Of actually look at that closer. I think that's one of the paladins. A paladin. I don't think it's the named NPC. I don't think it is, at least. But it's wearing the AF gear. I thought that was pretty cool. And then that thing in the top right is a music box. I bought a music box, and it the music it plays is Flow. And I actually have everything right now. It's a wind-up music box. I haven't actually played the whole thing yet. So this will be the first time I'm listening to it all together. But it plays Flow. Let me wind up right now. Let's see if I can get this to work. Hopefully my mic can pick this up. I should probably turn off my music for this. Hope you can hear that. This is really cool though. I don't actually know how far I wound it up, so I don't know how long it goes for. But yeah, I thought it was really cute, and so I had to get it. There are a couple other music boxes too, for different songs. I think I had like Night on the Broom. I don't remember the other ones, but I saw Flow and I was like, oh, I have to get this one. But yeah, really cool. I like this one a lot. Had to get it. Flow is definitely one of my favorite songs that the game's ever made. So when I saw that, I knew I had to get it. Very lovely box. All right, let me turn the music back on. There we go. What else? I think so that was pretty much all of the Final Fantasy Cafe. It was really lovely. Loved it a lot. I know they have 2 cafes. One of them's in Tokyo, I believe. I know they have different menus, so I think I'd definitely love to go back to the other ones. And I think they have some seasonal stuff too. So I think if I go back to Japan, I'm gonna hope that the cafe is still open. And would love to go to the other one because they do serve different things. I also saw this right here. I think this was part of the next day. And I think, or maybe it was in Notenbori, I don't remember. I know that there are go-karts you could ride. I know it's in Tokyo, and I imagine it was also in Osaka too. I don't know. I don't remember if this was which. Probably still, I believe this was still in Osaka because of the order of this photo. It was in order of chronological order that I took pictures in. This was a Don Quixote building. That is actually a Ferris wheel built into a Don Quixote. If you don't know what Don Quixote is, well, there's 2 things. The first thing is, you know, the original story written about, you know, the crazy knight who attacked the windmill, thinking it was a giant, whose character is named Don Quixote. The building itself, Don Quixote is actually like a store chain in Japan. that literally sells everything. If you need to find something, chances are you can find it at Don Quixote. This building is massive. It's like 8 floors big. Each floor has different things. Like one has games, one has, you know, cookingware, one has snacks, one is just random doodads, and it's crazy. And this one had a Ferris wheel built into it. I kind of wanted to ride the Ferris wheel, but I didn't get a chance. It was too crowded, so I decided it wasn't probably worth it. But yeah, this is Daltonbury. At the nightlife, you can see like it is packed, right? That's how it is every night there. Continually packed, full of people. I saw a lot of nightclubs, a lot of host bars. There were a lot of both men and women who were very attractive, who were trying to get you to go to their different bars for different things, like maid bars, or they're all like, or I guess there's like a succubus bar that I saw, things of that nature. It's crazy. I didn't go to any of them, but they were wild. And there's just so many of them just hanging out there trying to get people to go to the bars and whatnot. For dinner, oh yeah, before that, like yeah, again, like there's a lot of crazy, you know, restaurant memorabilia type things, and just try people. This way to try to get your attention, go into the restaurant, like this, that giant sushi hand to feed you sushi, stuff like that. I really love the vibe. It really does. I really do think that the Yakuza games really did capture this town really well, and this nightlife. And that's why I took a lot of these pictures, because like, wow, this is just like the game. I guess the game is more like just like real life rather than the other way around, right? And this was dinner. I had to have curry at least once while I was in Japan, and the only place I wanted to try out, that I had to try out, was Kokoichi. It's a Kokoichi Pyanya. It is a curry chain restaurant. You can select your spice level. It goes all the way to like 10 plus, I believe, but you're not allowed to actually have 10 unless you can prove that you've had the other spice levels before it and finished the entire plate. I wasn't sure, because I'd never been to one of these before. I wasn't sure how spicy it actually was, so I just chose a level 2 spicy. Level 1 is supposed to be like normal, or level 0 is supposed to be normal. So I think above level 0 is more and more spice. I decided on 2 because I can handle spice pretty well, but I also wasn't sure how spicy it could be. I would say 2 was good. Level 2 is pretty good. I think I could handle up to, I think I could go like to, if I really want to eat 10, I probably could do that. But I think in terms of, but I don't think it'd be good. I think for me personally, it would probably be around level 5, level 4, level 5, where it stops being tasty for me. I could handle higher for sure, but it would stop being good. So I think for me, if I were to go back, I would probably hang around level 3 or 4 as my preferred spice level. But I definitely wouldn't mind trying the higher spice level at least once, just to see if I could do, just to see how it is. I'm pretty sure I can handle it because I am very spice tolerant, but I don't know if it'd be good. That's kind of where I'm at with that. I think bulldog noodles, like I've had those a lot. I had the 2 times and 3 times bulldog noodle before. They were spicy but manageable, and it was okay flavor wise. So I think I would be okay eating higher spicy things. Like if you compared bulldog noodles to the curry, to level 2 curry I had, level 2 was pretty weak in comparison. So I'm pretty confident I could go pretty high up the scale. Pretty confident in that. I think if I were to go back to Japan again, I'd probably give that a go. I know there are some Kokichis in the state. Actually curious now. Let me look that up real quick. Koko Ichi Banya. Where's the... Oh, there's one about maybe half an hour away from me. It's kind of far though. Let's go to... I don't know if I'd go that far for Kokoichi. Maybe I'm in the area. That's something to consider. But for me, yeah, I'd say I could handle more spice if I really want to, but I think it stopped being tasty after around level 5, probably. That's what I think. But pretty good. This one is the pork cutlet as well as a mincemeat one cutlet, and they were both really tasty. And that would end day 7. Day 8, we're going back to Tokyo. And in Tokyo, we took the Shinkansen, and we will be staying in Shibuya. Shibuya is a very nice place. Very well known, and probably got maybe a bit more famous in the West because of Persona 5. OMG, Persona 5. I can't believe they made Shibuya a real place. I can't believe they turned Persona 5 into a real place just to promote the game. That meme is so funny. But yeah, Shibuya. So that's where we end up heading up for that will be where I will be for the rest of the Japan trip. Tokyo. Day 8. First thing we did in Tokyo was go to the art museum. This one had ukiyo exhibit going on, which is like the wood block painting style. You've probably seen art of it before. Like this is some right there. But the most famous one, do you know that the crashing waves? That's what that art style is. That's ukiyo. I wasn't able to get pictures of that famous painting. Printing was actually there, but I wasn't allowed to take a picture of it for obvious reasons. But they did allow you to take other pictures, a lot more of the modern stuff too. So this one was one of the I took pictures of my favorite ones I saw. It's like one that's based off like the manga style that they turned into a wood print. I thought that was really cool. This next one is really cute. I really like the flowers and like the colors that they use in this one. This one's really nice. Next one, this deer kind of reminded me of Mononoke Hime with the deer. I like the sky that and like the way the deer was painted was really cool. What else? This one very cosmic, very. This one I just vibed with. I just took a picture of it because I vibed with it. What else can I say? Oh, this one is cool. Look at these. I think these are supposed to be like ostriches. Very stylized. I like how they like kind of stare into your soul. Just a little bit. Stare into your soul, questioning your every move. And then I saw this guy. This is a giant chef guy on this building. I don't know why. This was part of the Taira area. It was like a street known for a lot of like kitchenware and like China, like fine China. And like it's pretty wild because like it was like a very wide range from like really really cheap to like really really expensive stuff. So that was pretty cool. I like that one a lot. Just kind of wandered around, and then after that I checked in the hotel, and for dinner I decided I would have a burger. And the place I went to was Moss Burger. This is a burger chain in Japan. I like this burger a lot. I got a spicy burger. It wasn't too spicy, but it was, I figured I'd give it a shot, see how it goes. I think this chain is pretty nice. It's pretty good. If you don't like tomato, you probably won't like it because they do put like a very thick slice of tomato in the burger. You can see it right there how thick the slice is. It's pretty massive slice of tomato. So if you don't like tomato, probably not for you. So for this one, I got a burger with some fries, and the drink I have is a melon soda. I have come to really enjoy melon soda. I wish that was more in the States. It's an awesome flavor. Really good. I'd say this burger was better than fast food burgers I had in the States, for sure. Moss Burger, I like a lot. Would go again. And then this was breakfast next day. I had a traditional Japanese breakfast with some fish, a little bit of eggplant, miso soup, rice, and you can see on the left there is natto. For those you don't know, natto is fermented soybeans, I believe. It's fermented beans. I don't know if I'm pretty sure it's soybean. I think so. Either way, natto is very much a love it or hate it kind of food. And for me, I will say that natto is not for me. I tried it, and I tried it with rice, and my answer is nah, it's too... I don't like the texture. It gets very slimy. And then the flavor itself is kind of harsh and bitter. I can see why someone might like it, but it was very much not for me. Not for me at all. But I can see why someone could like it. That's what I'll say about natto. The rest of this meal, though, was really good. And very light, actually. Like, I thought I'd feel a bit heavier with the fish, but it was pretty good. That was my breakfast. That was a good breakfast, I will say. And this is heading into our 9th day. And then day 9 is probably going to be the day... 9 and 10 are probably the days that I like the most here. Because these are all things that I kind of went on my own. And it was like a free day, so I could choose where I wanted to go. So day 9, I chose Akihabara. Akihabara is the Electric City. That's where you can find your anime, your manga, your games, all that stuff. And so, hopped on a train, got to Akihabara. And the first thing I see is this vending machine, actually. It's a Bocchi the Rock vending machine. And I was like, yeah, Bocchi. So, I had to go there. I had to see Akihabara, and this was the first thing I saw. The Bocchi vending machine. There's just a Bocchi themed machine with lots of regular stuff in there. Nothing crazy, but I had to take a picture of it. And then in Akihabara, you got all your anime posters and all your billboards. And so it begins. I went to the 3 most famous stores, I guess you would say, in Akihabara. I went to Anime, Mandrake, and Akihabara Radio Kaikan. They all sell merchandise of video games and anime and stuff like that. And just walking on the street is crazy. Here, like this is the main street, and this is like a Blue Archive poster. I think that's like an ad for a Maid Cafe, and I think that's some Dragon Ball merch, watches or something like that down below. Very, very cool. I believe that I I want to say that Blue Archive post was actually animated and moving, but I don't remember. I might be making that up in my brain. And then I saw this. What does it mean? What does this mean? what does it, I would love for someone to explain to me, how does one eat someone like a doll? What does that mean? I saw this and I had to take a picture because it was like, what does this even mean? Who made this? Man, Alcabra is wild. And then below that, it's like an ad for some ramen. I guess it's like or soba, I guess. World Champion Oil Noodle. I don't know what that means, but I mean, it looks pretty good. Only 870 yen. That's, you know, that's less than $10. That seems like a good deal, I guess. I don't really know. I was just seeing that doll. Like, what do you mean, eat me like a doll? What is that supposed to mean? Oh, well, no, I'll probably never figure that out. And then I saw this. They have a whole Nikkei brand ramen stall. It just for Nikkei, you know, that one gacha game with the with the ass physics. And they have a ramen stall for it. Just selling ramen. Like, I was very tempted to eat there, but I was like, I don't know. That seems a little too gimmicky. Maybe I should have. If they have a stall like that next time, maybe if I was like a fan of this series, I would have done it like I did the cafe. Not sure, but still pretty funny. I thought it was I had to take a picture of it because it was just kind of there. And then, of course, this was in the Akihabara Radio Kaikan on the first floor. They're just selling Hololive drinks. They had the Mori Calliope wine, the Pecora peach. I think it's not soju. It was something else. Sochu. Instead, I think that's what it was. It's not soju, but sochu. Noel's had a drink there as well. I didn't see any lammy water, which I'm kind of sad about. I don't think I would have bought any of this, but it's just funny that was there. I was tempted to buy the Mori Calliope wine though. I thought that would have been kind of nice, but I didn't know how taking it home would work with customs and stuff like that. And I didn't want to risk, you know, that not going through, I guess. But I had to take a picture of that though. And then I took a couple pictures of the figure stalls that they had. Here's one of a bunch of God, my name, I'm blanking on his name right now. The Jujutsu Kaisen guy. Wow. My brain. Jujutsu Kaisen. What's his name? Gojo, that's it. Wow, my brain. Satoru Gojo, that's his name. Right. Some Anya. I don't know what that penguin is. I took a lot more of these pictures, but some of them had too much reflection on it, so I couldn't show that. Here's one of some Demon Slayer. I thought that was pretty cool. These figures are pretty neat. That is her big stuffed penguin. This one. Does Anya have a? Is it, or for Anya? Does she have a penguin? I don't actually know. I've only watched a little bit of Spy Family. I don't remember the penguin. I know Bond though. Also, hey Stray, how you doing? Yeah, some Demon Slayer. What else is there? All right. We have Madoka and Homura. I don't know if you can see here, but They're 5,000 yen and like roughly 5,000 yen, 6,000 yen each. I saw this and was like, wow, that's kind of expensive, but really cool. A lot of these are very expensive, but that's not even the most expensive thing I see here. So this is the Square Enix one. You got the 2B, the Nier figures, 9S, Kingdom Hearts. You can see the Buster Sword below, some other stuff. All the figures. I had to take a picture of this. My man. This is my man right here. Majima. Love that man. This was a full-size cutout of Majima. It's pretty big, pretty tall. Had to take a picture of it because he's the guy. Here's a picture of Godzilla doing Godzilla things. This one kind of reminded me of that Hunter x Hunter meme. Or not, I guess not a meme, but it is a big spoiler. I'll leave it at that. It's because of the how tall the laser beam is. The atomic breath for Godzilla. Godzilla's tight, by the way. I love Godzilla. Favorite kaiju, for sure. And then the JoJo. I kind of wish there was a Jotaro stand or figure. Not stand, I guess Jotaro stand too. That'd be pretty cool. Star Platinums are awesome. But you know, some JoJo's here. Love to see it. Love JoJo's. And then, yeah, Armored Core. I didn't expect to see Armored Core figures here. Or model kits. But look at that. That's my boy. That's my boy Rusty right there. The Steel Haze, that blue one, Steel Haze. Oh, so good. I was very tempted to buy this, honestly. So cool. I love Armored Core. Armored Core 6 was so good. So they had this section for like kind of like Uncanny Valley dolls. And they had some Final Fantasy ones. Look how uncanny they are. Like the detail on them is like really, really good. But also, good lord. Just, it's so Uncanny Valley. You never joined us in Armored Core Fight Club. I didn't know there was one. I just played the game. I still hope that they'll make DLC for that or like some other game, some more Armored Core. I do believe that 6 showed FromSoft that, hey, this game series can sell pretty well, and that people do in fact enjoy Armored Core. So I hope they make more in the future. I think that'd be pretty cool. I think that would be nice. But yeah, these dolls were very detailed, but also very creepy. Here's some of the here's some more of the dolls. This was Licorice Recoil. That was a pretty popular anime show. I think they're doing the OVAs right now. Was it the Friends Are Thieves of Time OVAs? I haven't actually watched them yet, but I definitely will. Licorice Recoil is really cool. Love that series. And then outside of back onto Akihabara streets, this was that it's like a huge Evangelion poster. I thought that was pretty rad. I love that Evangelion's still a thing. Oh, it's only 6 shorts? I thought it was like 7. That's cool though. I'll have to check it out. I haven't watched them yet, but I will watch them at some point. Alien Stage. I've watched a little bit of this. I know I have a couple of friends who are obsessed with it. Alien Stage is pretty cool, so I figured I'd take a picture of this just to have for all my friends who may be fans of this series. If you've never seen Alien Stage, I guess the way to explain it would be like Deathmatch American Idol. I guess that's what you'd call it. It's like a tournament style death match where each competitor sings against their opponent, and then whoever wins the round gets to live, I guess. Something like that. It's a cool little animated series thing. I guess it's more like shorts. They're all like a few minutes long. But they're all like music videos, basically. Each one's a music video. I think they're pretty cool. Definitely worth checking out. Alien Stage is pretty nice. And then I went to some arcades in Akihabara, and I saw this. This is the JoJo's Battle Royale arcade machine. I didn't actually get to play it because it was pretty popular. It was pretty full all the time. But it looks pretty cool. It looked fun. Very, very neat. And then, of course, since we're in arcade in Japan, there had to be crane games, right? So I saw this. Oh, look at that. It's Pochita. And then I won it. That's right. I'm a crane game god. Yeah. So it got me a Pochita. And then I also saw a Fern plushie. And I'm a god. I got these two plushies. I spent a total of maybe 800 yen. So that's like what, like $5 roughly, I think. Let me double check that. I'm pretty sure it's like roughly 800 yen to USD. Yeah, it's $5.60. So $5-6. Which I think is fair. I feel like if I were to do this kind of thing in the States, I would spend at least double that, if not more. But then, I saw some sharks. I did not go for this. I was tempted to. Very tempted to, but not that. And then I got some udon for dinner. This was pretty tasty. I love udon. Udon is good. And that will finish out day 9. Day 9, I went to this place called what was it? What was it called again? It was like the Tokyo, it was like a Diver City Tokyo Mall. That's what it's called. And this little fellow, Doraemon, greeted me as I entered into this mall. This mall is a very special mall. I'll show later why. But the mall has some pretty crazy stalls. This is not your everyday cheese. This is cheesecake, shaped to look like regular cheese. I was very tempted to buy this. This also had a One Piece store for just One Piece. And it had a... So I'm not actually caught up on One Piece. I think, and I haven't been for maybe a year or two now. Probably closer to 2 years now. The last thing I remember in One Piece for me personally was Punk Island, something like that. The big island, if anyone's caught up, the fire and ice island thingy, something like that. But I do recognize this as, what was it, Gear 5, I guess it was. I think that's been a very recent development in the anime, maybe. Manga may have been later, I don't know. But it looks cool. So I'll take a picture of that. Because, you know, One Piece, Luffy, pretty cool. And then I had to since I was in the mall and I saw a Mr. Donut, I had to go to Mr. Donut to at least try a pondering once. The mochi ring donut. This donut was pretty okay. I think I prefer regular donuts more, but if someone offered me a pondering, I would not refuse it. They're pretty tasty, very chewy. It was pretty good, but I still think I like regular donuts more. There's also this crazy cotton candy machine, like stall too. Very cool looking cone cotton candy. I didn't actually get this, but it looks very neat. I think cotton candy, I'm not sure how I feel about it. I think it's okay. I know a lot of people may like it more than me, but I'm not a huge fan of it. I think it's just alright. So I didn't get any, but this one did look very pretty. And this is why I went to this mall. This is the only reason I went to this mall. This is a life-size Gundam. This is a life-size Gundam unicorn. And all I can say is that this is way cooler in person than a photo could ever capture. It's so cool. I love mechs, and so I knew I had to go see a life-size Gundam while I was here, like no matter what. And it did not disappoint. It is so cool. And much larger than I kind of like. I knew it was going to be big, but you don't really understand the size of a Gundam until you see it in person and like get up close to it and realize, damn, Gundams are quite big. This was really cool though. I kind of wish you could see. I get to see it transform. I didn't get to see it. I didn't check to see if it was going to. I know it can go into its like Gundam mode or whatever. I didn't actually check it out though. I kind of wanted to stay around and see if it did, but I didn't. Man, just look at that thing. It's so cool. Oh, Gundam, my beloved. I need to watch the new Gundam series. I haven't gotten around to checking it out yet. I've heard it's very different, and but still pretty cool. So I'll have to check it out. Was it G-Cuck or whatever? I don't like pronounce it. I still think it's really funny that it's like, I don't know what they were thinking with that name. Oh man. You got a little Haro with a beanie on it. This is at a cafe next to the Gundam itself. And then the Gundam base. It's just like the outlet store. There's like a bigger one inside the mall, but the big one requires a ticket to actually enter. They have to like raffle in, or like pre-reserve a spot to get in. So I didn't do that, so I wasn't allowed to actually go inside the main Gundam base. I think next time if I go to Japan again, I'll definitely register so I can check it out, because I'd love to go inside. Here's a picture of the back of the Unicorn Gundam. God, like the thrusters on that thing are so cool looking. It's so well detailed and like, God, it's so cool. I love Gundam so much. And then you can see inside the outlet Gundam, you can see that they have some figures here. Let me see. I think the one of them kind of hard to see. I forget all the names of these Gundams, but I recognize off the top of my head. I think the one at the bottom is Destiny. I think you can see a... Hard to see. I should have taken better pictures of this. But they're very cool. And then I went to some more arcades. This is a Five Nights at Freddy's crane machine. And I was like, huh. I don't think I expected to see Five Nights at Freddy's in Japan. But here we are. I'm just gonna let that soak in for a bit. That FNAF is in Japan and is popular enough to have its own crane machine. Yep. FNAF. Her. This crane machine also had some Kirby and some, was it Waddle Dees? I think that's what they're called. Not Kirby lore is not very well versed, but they're very cute. Kirby, I do love some Kerbo. And then I also saw a Minecraft store, a whole store for Minecraft in Japan. Nothing but Minecraft. I guess Minecraft, wherever you go, will be popular, right? With the kids. It's become a thing worldwide, a global phenomenon that any child and even adults can enjoy. I still haven't seen the Minecraft movie. I don't know if I want to. Maybe I'll watch it if it's like on Netflix or something like that later. All I know is that freaking chicken jockey meme. Chicken jockey. Oh god. Chicken jockey. That reminds me, I actually had a dream about that a few weeks ago. This is a kind of a wild dream to have. It was just, I don't remember most of it, but I do remember one thing, and that was Neko Arc show up in that dream, and all she would say is chicken jockey. That's all she said. And that was the dream I can remember. Chicken jockey. Alright, I'm gonna stop saying that. Probably brain rot myself. There was also a Hello Kitty store, and they had this Hello Kitty mech Gundam suit thing out. Know you would call it, but there you go. A Hello Kitty within a Hello Kitty. And then this was the other picture of the fried chicken I got. This was the 7-Eleven fried chicken. This one was all right. It's pretty good. This one was different from like the Lawson one, where the Lawson's like more like skinny and like. This one was like, this was a thick boy right here. This is give you a thick piece of chicken and fried it. But it was still pretty good. Can't complain about that. Fried chicken is fried chicken, right? Excuse me. This was... Oh, right. So then I also when I went back to Shibuya, there were also some stores there. And this was part of the Pokemon Center. They had Pokemon Center combined with a Nintendo store and some other stuff. Here's a picture of the man. Look, it's a picture of Zelda. I'll never get old. That meme with like, why is the name Zelda, but it's actually Link. I thought it was pretty cool. Animal Crossing, Isabelle and Tom. Everyone hates on Tom, but you know, I think Tom's an alright guy. He sells you a house, gives you no interest on it, lets you pay it back whenever you want. Honestly, that's a good deal. I'd take that deal any day of the week. If I can buy a house and not have to pay a mortgage or anything like that on it, and just pay whenever I want, I would do that in a heartbeat. I really would. People think he's mean and like greedy, but I don't know, man. I think he's pretty cool. Pretty good in my book. And then we got a big Godzilla. This one is really cool. This is a Godzilla shop. It just sold nothing but Godzilla merch. And it had this cool unit Evangelion crossover Godzilla. I was honestly tempted to get this. I think that would be pretty sick to get. And then here's like a box for like a lot of the antagonist kaiju that Godzilla has fought in. Yeah, like Ghidorah, Robo Godzilla. I forget the other two names of the other ones, but it was very cool. If I had space, I'd probably have bought all of this stuff. Oh yeah, and here's the Godzilla again, the big Godzilla again. This time he turned red, and that was pretty rad. This was really sick, honestly. This was so cool. And then there's the Capcom store. They had, you know, Dante and Nero. I was really sad they didn't have a Virgil statue or figure here. That would have been really cool to see all three of them. But then the Rorb. The Rorb is pretty sick as well. It also had a giant Ryu statue. That was pretty cool. What else? Oh yeah, the Pokemon Center. This is a life-size Mewtwo capsule. The thing was actually pretty massive, and it was really cool to look at. The Mewtwo didn't actually do anything, but you know, just being there and just, you know, it kind of changed colors with the tube. It's pretty cool. A bunch of Pokemon merch. Who would have expected there to be Pokemon merch at the Pokemon Center, right? A lot of different Pokemon. I don't know all the names of them. I've kind of been out of the loop on it for a while, but a lot of them are pretty cool. Bunch of Evolutions, some Charizards, Meowths, Pikachu. I think it was that the thing on the bottom left. Was it Sentry? I think that's the one that has like the meme song, right? And then after that, I started walking around Shibuya and tried going to doing a little exploration on foot. Just kind of try to see more of the quiet places. And took some pictures of nice, quiet areas, and I thought that'd be nice little scenic photos. Shibuya for the most part is very, very busy. You know, the Shibuya crossing is very famous. I decided I wouldn't take a picture of the Shibuya crossing because there are enough people there doing that, and I didn't want to add to the cluster that is people being obnoxious on that crossing. So I didn't take a picture there. And dinner. This is my dinner. I had a tonkatsu with some ebi fry. This was probably my favorite meal of the entire trip. It was just very comforting and tasty, and I don't know, it's just really, really good. Very, 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 very delicious, very soft, very tender, really well seasoned. This was a 10 out of 10. And then, all right, this is the last full day. This is day 10. Oh, sorry, not day 10. Day 11, sorry. Day 11, last full day. We went to a place called the Team Labs. It's a digital art museum. Which is based on doing like augmented reality type art, I guess you would say. This was really cool. I really like this place. The first thing you do when you enter is you go downstairs in this dark room. And then you just keep on going down. You get to this, and then he opens up to this wide area of these walls that are covered in different kinds of art. And this art is projected onto the screen, onto the walls. And it changes as time goes on. And it's all moving at once. These pictures are still, of course, but everything, all the photos you'll see here are actually in motion. Everything is moving constantly. And it gets pretty psychedelic at times. Like you can kind of see here, these are giant walls that are all constantly changing with different art going on in it and different designs. And then you'd have rooms like this, which start reflecting the art back at you and mirrors and stuff, and then it gets very, very quickly visually, maybe overwhelming at times. But some really cool art pieces. Like here's some like the fireworks that are put on the walls. This is one room, like the waterfall room, I guess you'd call it, where it kind of pretends to be a waterfall with different effects going around all around the walls and on the floor itself. This is really cool. You can kind of see here it changing with like here a bunch of birds start flying through and they start bouncing off the walls and the ground and ceiling and stuff like that. And then this was like a flower animal, which morphs in different animals. I think this is currently an ostrich right now. But then it keeps changing. And then we start hitting like the weird, more mind-bending rooms. Like this is like a... I think it kind of looked like a server room or something like that. Like something you'd see in like the Matrix or something. But it gets very visually confusing very fast. You have some walls like this like ink style paintings that move as well. And then here's like a caravan of like animals. It goes everywhere, right? This place kind of did a bit of everything. Oh, this one is really cool. This was like an infinity like universe kind of thing where like, both the ceiling and the floor reflects off each other, and then there are just a bunch of different like objects in the middle of the room to kind of create this sense of infinity, where you kind of go off into. There are a couple rooms like this, and I thought this one was really cool and mind bending. Like here's another version of that. It's just like. I think there are like a couple rooms like this, and that was really cool. This was like a weird dragon ink thing. Kind of reminded me of Okami in a lot of ways. So I wanted to take a picture of that because that was pretty neat. This is what I called the rave room. It's just a bunch of light shows, and then the room itself kept filling with smoke, which kind of bent the light around it and stuff like that. So it's kind of some weird, cool smoke effects. I thought it was like the rave room and like the vape room because of all the smoke. But it was pretty cool. If I stayed longer there, I probably could have seen some interesting things happening there. Maybe like the lights would change colors or like different diagram or different designs. But I didn't stay around too long because there's still a lot left to check out. Oh, this one is really cool. This was they call this like the forest room, where you got a bunch of these poles, I guess, and they turn into flower. Kind of try to make it kind of look like flowers, but also like you're in like an infinite forest as well. And then when you lead out of the forest room, you get to this area, which is like a field of flowers. I thought that was really cool. It was also really pretty too because the lights would dim at some points. And you have to walk through these like fake flowers with lights on them that make it look like they were petals and stuff like that. So I thought it was really, really cool. Here's another shot of that. This is very pretty. I forgot about this. So one exhibit they had at this museum was that you could submit a fish. You could draw a fish and submit it to them, and they put it into a poster and screen and put it on the screen. And someone drew this little Anya jellyfish. I thought it was really cute and really funny. So I had to take a picture of it, and like they wiggle and stuff like that. Like here's another picture of like more of the designs that people have put in. They all move in their own way, unique way, and I thought about being able to submit my own fish, but the line for that was like 30 minutes long. It was a really long line of people doing that, so I decided not to do it. But I thought that was a really, really fun idea, and that is very cool. Hello, Admiral. Yes, back from Japan. Right now we're actually on the kind of nearing the end of this of the trip review. Right now we're talking about this museum. It's called the Team Labs Digital Art Museum. And this is an exhibit where you can submit your own fish that would be put on the wall, and they move and swim. And someone had put this little Anya jellyfish in there. I thought it was really cute. Very, very cool. I like this. This was a very cool exhibit altogether. It was kind of expensive to get in. I didn't actually check how much your ticket was. My mom actually bought the ticket, so we went, and it was very cool though. Here's a picture of some more like ink style movement of mountains and stuff like that. This is really cool. Very, very neat. I love all the art pieces here. They're so unique and like interesting to look at, and they're always in motion. These photos don't really do a whole lot of justice. I do think if anyone is ever in Japan, they should definitely check that out. I think it's very, very worthwhile experience to see it in motion itself. This was a cube room. They call it like the front of geometric or something like geometric front or something like that. This was a bunch of cubes, like some giant cubes that have all textures on them. It was kind of trippy. They even had like signs before you enter, and it's like, "Do not run in here. Please walk very slowly. Sharp objects." And because they didn't want to make sure you didn't run, because they were cubes and they were pointed at odd angles, so very easy to run into them by accident if you were not careful. I can definitely see someone getting hurt if they weren't super careful about that. I don't remember what this picture was. I literally don't remember taking this picture. I'm not sure what this is. I think it's a vase. It looks like a vase. I'm not really sure. Okay. Inside the museum, they also had a tea house. This was really cool. It served matcha tea. And what I got was a iced matcha yuzu cold brew. And what was really unique about this is when you place it down on the mat in front of you, a projector, it's like a smart projector, so it like knows what to look for, and it recognizes when you have tea. And so when I put the cup of tea down, it would start blossoming flower inside of it like this. It did not blossom once I drank all the tea, so it was definitely like very, very smart projector. And also did this for this ice cream we had, which started growing tree roots from tree branch from it. I thought that was really cool. I don't know how they did that. I'm not sure what the technology involved was for this, but I do think it was very neat. And whenever you move it, it disappear and kind of disperse into petals. If you place it down again, it start regrowing. So that was really cool. Here, this is our picture of it. It keeps blooming when you put the tea down. Here's another shot of it. That is matcha ice cream and the tea for the flowers, and you can see it. I can move it around a couple times, and the tree branches regrew. And it's all in all pretty cool. I liked it a lot. This was a very cool, unique experience. I haven't really seen anywhere else. And then, yeah, so that's what happens when you move the plate. All the leaves, petals scatter like that, and I thought that was really pretty. So that was really cool. Very, very, very unique experience for sure. Here's some, a couple pictures of some crashing waves. These were actually really neat to look at. And then for lunch, I had omurice. I knew I had to try this at least once while I was here. I know a lot of people. I know a lot of anime for sure, or will be like kind of hype up omurice as like this really tasty food, and like, I think it was all right. I think what it is mostly though is probably that is a very comforting dish. It's like warm, it's savory, so I would say it's a very comfort food type thing more than anything else. It is good, but I don't think it's like something that blew my mind or think that. But it was good. I liked it a lot. Very simple, very tasty. That's all it needs to be, I think. Well, yeah. So I was walking around at night during in Shibuya. I found this bar. If you guys just look at this, it reads Jumanji. If you know what Jumanji is, it is a book about a board game that transforms into the jungle. So why is this place called Jumanji? And then have these statues here. If you look at the statues, you'll see that this is not a Jumanji reference. What does that look like? Anyone want to take a guess? Why is there the alien on this bar with Jumanji? What's going on here? I just have to take pictures of this because it's so weird. It's like, huh? Okay, why that alien with the name Jumanji for this bar? What is going on here? So strange, yet so funny. So I had to take a picture of that. And then this is the last major meal I had in Japan. This is a unagi bento. It's eel. It's delicious. I love eel, so I had to get this at least once. And it was very good. It was also probably the most expensive, one of the most expensive things I had food-wise. But very good. And even though it's still pretty cheap overall though. Like, food in Japan is not super expensive. Yeah. But yeah, very tasty. I love it a lot. Very good. Love eel. All right, this was. I got a Dr. Pepper out of a vending machine and thought the can just looked cool, so I had to take a picture of this. I think it was a very neat looking can, and that's all why I take a picture of it. And so that was after that night with the eel. That was my last night in Japan. I had to head home next day. And, flying back home, bittersweet, because I really love Japan. I think I'll definitely go again someday. I think that'll be a lot of fun. I probably want to try going at a different time, I think. Time of year. Definitely not the summer. I think the summer might be too much for me. But I would definitely like to go maybe in the winter or autumn season next time. So I can see, or even in the spring for cherry blossoms. I think that'd be pretty nice too. Definitely would like to check out more Japan. I definitely want to see more of the northern regions. I think there's a lot of nice stuff there to check out. I know there's a lot of hot springs. I am now a fan of hot springs, by the way. I would not mind if I just took a tour of different hot springs in Japan. I think that'd be really nice. And then I guess to end it off, I can talk about one final thing that I didn't. This is probably maybe the important thing right here, right? The things I bought in Japan, right? Alright, so this is what I ended up getting and taking home with me. As you can see, these are pretty big boxes. Okay, so I guess I'll go from top to bottom. Some stuff I already showed that I got. The Fern plushie and the Pochita plushie. I also got a Jotaro chibi, a holo chibi from Spice and Wolf. You can't really see it too well, but next to holo is Kafka from Honkai Star Rail. Another little chibi. And then the big two boxes, a Homura and a Madoka figure. These normally, like I mentioned earlier, was like they go for about 5,000 to 6,000 yen each. And if you do some quick conversion right now, 5,000 yen is about $35, 6,000, $42, somewhere around $40 to $35 each for these, which is like that's pretty decent. But I found this the Homura figure for like half off in a store, and I was like, why is this half off? It's unopened, and the label says damaged box. And to be completely honest with you, this is an unopened figure. With the box does not look damaged to me at all. I can't find a damage on the box anywhere. I looked at it and it looked fine to me, so I bought it. I originally wasn't planning on buying the Homura figure or the Madoka figure for that matter, but I saw it was like half off. I was like, you know what, I'm getting it. And once I bought the Homura figure, I was like, I need to buy the Madoka figure. And so I looked around for a Madoka one too, and I found Madoka one for maybe 3,000 yen, I think. Normally it sells for like 5,000 or 6,000 that I saw. This was a unopened one as well. So I was like, okay, wow. I got very lucky with finding these, I think. These are pretty good deals. And so that's what I ended up getting in Japan. I think it was pretty cool. I'm happy with my merch that I was able to find. I need to buy a display case for these before I open them up, put them in. And I guess I now have to actually start getting more figures to fill out the display cases, because I don't want just these now. So I think I'll buy more in the future. But definitely, I don't think you could buy these in the States for as cheaply as I did. Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of this would be a lot more expensive to buy in the States. So I'll probably keep buying merch every single time I go to Japan now, just because of that. And my suitcase will cry because I have to Tetris a lot of stuff to make it fit everything in. But I'm very happy with this merch haul. I definitely saw a lot of figures that were really cool looking. And I'm sure the next time I go, there will be even more interesting figures available from new series and maybe some other stuff. But yeah, this was a very fun trip. 10 out of 10. Loved it a lot. We'll go again. We'll definitely go to Japan again. For sure. And yeah. What else can I say? I think that's all. Yeah, that's all the pictures I have. What can I talk about? Let's talk about. I mentioned the Konbini trifecta: Lawson, Family Mart, and 7-Eleven, and the chicken they had there. I forgot to take a picture of the Family Mart chicken, but if I had to rate them on just the chicken alone, I think I like Lawson's the best. I think it had the most I think it had the best breading and spicing on it, so that's why I like that one the most. Follow that by the Family Mart chicken. Family Mart chicken is also very good, very juicy. That's one thing I noticed about the chicken though, was that it was all very juicy chicken. None of it felt like it was overcooked or dry. Like that's one thing I've noticed, is that the chicken in Japan is very, very juicy. Compare that to any of the fried chicken type things you have in the States. Not so juicy, a lot drier. So, what I gotta say to that is, come on, America, you gotta step up your fry game. Like, I don't know how that worked out to be the case, but like, the fried chicken in Japan, this is way better. I don't know how they do it. I bet the chicken, and I know Korean chicken's also very good too. But I don't know, just American fried chicken don't got the same kind of. It just didn't hit as good, you know. I wish it did. I wish American convenience stores were like the Asian ones. They just man, I wish Konbini in America are better. That's all I can say about that. I really do wish it was better. Yeah, I think I like Lawson's the best. Family Mart is also really good. 7-Eleven chicken is all right. That's what I'll say about that. But even then, the 7-Eleven in Japan way better than 7-Eleven in the States. 1000% better for sure. I know they said that they were going to bring Japanese style 7-Elevens to the States, but just like the price of food alone, it's probably not going to be the same price as it was in Japan for sure. I wish it would be, but it'd probably be even more expensive. So I don't know how well it was actually going to be received. If you, because like the whole point of convenience stores, it's like cheap food on the go really quickly, and like you're not going to be able to find that high quality cheap food in America like that. It's just not going to work out. I don't think. It's going to be way more expensive, and that's going to be a hard kind of pill to swallow for trying to get that to work in America, I think. But you know, I'm open to being wrong on that. I really do hope I'm wrong, but we'll see how that goes out. What else I want to talk about for Konbini? We can talk about like the sandos. I tried a lot of different sandwiches. The egg sando, very good. The katsu, good. I didn't try the yakisoba pan. I kind of wanted to, but I didn't get a chance for that. I didn't try any of the fruit sandwiches. The katsu sando was really good. Wasn't, like I said, I wasn't too much of a fan of the shrimp cutlet one. That was okay, but nothing to write home about. I think the egg sandwich is probably the best one for sure. I think the egg sandwich was just really good. Definitely would recommend that one. Definitely try the onigiri if you're ever there. They're really good as well. Yeah, can't really go wrong with any of that. The sandwiches are good. Is there anything else I forgot to mention? I think that's pretty much it. Honestly, great trip. Would recommend. I definitely think anyone's never been to Japan, they should put it as a possible destination. Very, very fun. I loved all the temples I saw. Definitely walked a lot more than I thought I would. My feet are still sore from all the walking to this day. And it's been a few days I've taken a break. Yeah, so be prepared for that, for walking a lot. But the trains are amazing. I wish we had that kind of infrastructure in the States for sure. But yeah, I think that's pretty much the whole entire trip for me. A lot of fun. I hope everyone else had a fun time listening to my adventure in Japan. I thought it was a good time. And yeah, but that's gonna do it for me for now. I will see y'all around. I think I'm going to slowly get back into gaming again. I'm still kind of jet lagged a little bit. I went to bed at 5 o'clock a.m. Earlier today and woke up at 12. So I gotta fix my sleep schedule first. But maybe if I'm up to it, I'll try to play some more games. Get back into gaming again. And yeah. It's been fun. Hope you all had fun too. But yeah, I'll see y'all around. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. Bye-bye.